Brother Leonard came the next morning, knocking on the door. He said, "Brother, Saddam Hussein wants to meet with you." I said, "There'll be no meeting with me." We are out of here.
That's right. That's right.
When I got on that plane, listen to me good, and that plane took off, tears came down my eyes, because beautiful Baghdad, I felt I would never see it as beautiful as that again. We landed in Jordan.
That's right.
And one of the ulama from Jordan was on that plane. And evidently he called King Abdullah Hussein.
That's right.
And the king wanted me to come to visit him. I told him the only king I want to see is Martin Luther King Drive in Chicago. And guess what? Our plane that we took out of Jordan was the last one before they closed down that airport. And it stayed closed for the duration of the war. And 3 days after we left, the bombs started falling on Baghdad.
That's right.
I know this sounds very strange to you, but you've been looking at me for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Haven't you ever wondered about my goodness? Haven't you ever wondered why I have never jumped on black leaders that have jumped on me? Haven't you ever wondered what kind of heart that God gave me, that I would take your abuse, and I got men around me that would kill you? And I wouldn't have to say nothing, just nod. But I have never asked these brothers to harm one hair on the head of any man. And I have taken the abuse. I'd like to close this. I wanted to talk about the Great War, but I guess that'll wait till next week. I didn't mean to come out 3 weeks in a row. But the war is building now, and America is going to war. It's widening in the Muslim world. And I want all Muslims to know this ain't got nothing to do with terror. We are witnessing the rise of Islam all over the world. Would you put up on this board, brother, the old blackboard of the nation? I just want you to see what Farad Muhammad set up that is real now. You got it up? Yeah. This to outlive, to outlast, to go beyond. America is in a war right now that there's no end for this. She's been in Iraq for 8 years. In Afghanistan, she can't get out. It's going to widen. She may win a battle, but the question is not who will win a battle, it's who going to be left standing. You better come back next week. I had a spiritual message that I wanted to get out first. And you know, that's the preacher in me. But look at this. Here's America. I'm going to come down to this in a second. America is leading NATO, the European allies, against Islam. Put the map up of the Islamic world where America is talking about her strategic interests. Oh, you better come back next week, because it looked like the old man is just warming up. You know, these people, they say, well, the ministers soon be 77, and they thought that some little frail, punctified man is going to come out. I didn't realize it was 3.5 hours last week, and I'm so sorry. But I just can't help myself. There's just so much to tell you and so little time to get it over. Now listen. Listen to my Christian family. This is a war. This here represents, can you see it up there when I point? Oh, good. That's so nice. Modern technology, isn't it? Now here's Saudi Arabia, where great supply of oil. Here's Iraq, oil reserves in Iraq worth $30 trillion. You didn't hear me, did you? 30 trillion. America don't care nothing about Saddam. Did you think that? He was the excuse and the cover to justify going into Iraq under the lie that he had weapons of mass destruction. You remember, don't you? Did they find any weapons of mass destruction? You mean they didn't? You mean President Bush lied? Colin Powell lied? Rumsfeld lied? Cheney lied? And sent our babies to die on the basis of a lie? Young white children, young Hispanic children, young black and brown children, dying for what? On the basis of a lie and America's desire for the strategic interest of oil here, oil here in Qatar, oil in the United Arab Emirates here, oil in Yemen. Now look, this is Somalia here. Muslim country. But an Islamist regime came to power, and America sent Ethiopia, this is Ethiopia here, to attack Somalia.